ERC, quality service since 1972, repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Wednesday, the 23rd of July. Storms not quite as active today, but they are starting to blossom as we speak. And we've got Dolly on the coast of far south Texas, actually over South Padre Island as we do this. Let's begin with some Skycam shots from this part of Alabama. First off from Birmingham, looking north, and, not much out there. Just a few fair weather cumulus clouds, but there are some storms around. Down to the south in Clanton, the buildup's a little more pronounced there. And over on the eastern side of the state, a similar-looking sky coming from Chehaw State Park, looking west-southwest. On the water vapor satellite imagery, dry air beginning to nose down in here from the north over Tennessee and Kentucky. Got Dolly coming into South Texas and moisture up and down the eastern seaboard. We'll take a look at the radar here locally. That's as of 1:57 local time this afternoon, and the more numerous showers and storms are on the outflow of last night's storms down to the south of U.S. 80, generally speaking. But we note new development over the Tennessee Valley, big storms blowing up over parts of Limestone and Lawrence counties within the last few minutes, and those will likely be increasing in intensity as they move to the southeast. And we'll probably deal with those here in just a bit. In fact, the Storm Prediction Center maintains a slight risk of severe weather for a large part of Alabama for the rest of this afternoon and this evening, running roughly from Little Rock to Jackson, Birmingham, Atlanta, and all up and down the eastern seaboard, all the way up to almost Boston, in advance of that push of drier air. And I do think that storms will be pretty robust over the next few hours. The air, of course, today not as unstable as yesterday, simply because the weather is not as hot. Expected rain across the country. This is valid through Monday morning of next week, and this is suggesting rainfall amounts of about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch for the northern part of the state, and that's all up in the air. A lot of questions involving the coverage of convection in coming days. Heavy rain up in New England, and, needless to say, heavy rain over South Texas with Dolly coming in down there across the lower Rio Grande. Speaking of Dolly, here's a look at the image there of the system that really slowed down a good bit. It was kind of coming right in toward the coast and then almost stopped late this morning. The circulation center is really between South Padre and the coast itself, a little north of Brownsville. And we've already had some tornado warnings, down trees and lines, power outages, flooding, as you might expect with radar images like that. There's the visible satellite shot. And Dolly will continue wreaking havoc on the southern tip of Texas tonight. It's a Category 2 storm at the time of landfall, sustained winds about 100 miles per hour. And that, of course, will ultimately rain itself out over the mountains of North Mexico. But, some of that moisture might be headed for New Mexico or Arizona down the line. One of our affiliate radio stations covers a large chunk of Arizona. We'll have to watch that for them. And out there in the far eastern Atlantic, that's 97L. That is now west of the Cape Verde Islands. That is a high-latitude storm, and a couple of problems with that. Number one, the water's cooler there. Number two, more than likely that's going to recurve. So we'll watch it, but I don't think that'll be a big issue. We'll go through the GFS. This is the 12Z run, valid at 1 o'clock tomorrow, 1 o'clock Thursday. Trough rotating through the northeast. And down below that, the GFS wants to hang up that surface boundary near US 278, or Hamilton to Cullman to Gadsden. And if that's right, there could be a few scattered showers and storms around. But the NAM is on this dry kick. I mean, it has nothing. It's got the surface boundary all the way down there in the Gulf of Mexico, the northern Gulf. If you look at climatology, you kind of have to lean toward the GFS, but I think no doubt we will see fewer showers and storms tomorrow. And really the same deal Friday. Look at the GFS. Got a nice moisture axis right over Alabama. That would suggest scattered showers and storms, but check out the NAM. Absolutely nothing but dry as a bone. So we'll mention widely scattered showers and storms tomorrow and Friday, and we can fine-tune that as we go along. Saturday starting off the weekend, back to the GFS. That looks like a standard summer setup, maybe a thunderstorm in spots Saturday afternoon. Really the same thing Sunday. We'll just use the standard summer formula. And Monday of next week, same deal. Partly sunny, low 90s, scattered mainly afternoon storms. And Tuesday, the moisture looks a little deeper there on the GFS, but trying to define the coverage and the extent of afternoon storms in the summer days in advance, that's hard to do because almost all of the forcing is mesoscale, small scale. And then Wednesday of next week. That's a week from today, 594 circle, way back over the Four Corners. And we've still got that broad trough over the northeastern states, and again, no big change down here. So let's go to August the 8th, the end of this forecast period. Primary westerlies up in Canada, no excessively hot weather here, and again, that looks like a very standard August forecast. The good news, we see no sign of any long, excessive heat wave, and that's great news, especially when you think about last year. That's it for the Weather Extreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful evening, and God bless.
Weather